We're searching for confidence in the European economy next week, and Sarah and Pete are here to help. Sarah, there'll be some data out that shows the latest confidence levels in Europe. What are they likely to show?
Well, we already had the flash consumer confidence data, and they weren't that great. They actually fell for a second straight month, and that was quite unexpected. So some of the problems that could be troubling consumers right now are Ukraine and everything that's going in the Middle East. So there's not really anything to indicate that the business confidence or industrial confidence are going to be any different than the consumer confidence we've already seen. So this is probably not the most optimistic reading we'll have next week.
Pete, do you see any reasons to be cheerful?
Well, I mean, that said, I agree with most of what Sarah said, but that said, we did have PMI's Purchasing Manager Indexes out for the Eurozone today, and they were a little bit better than expected. Some green shoots, perhaps,
Okay. Finally, we're seeing
rocky ground.
Okay, Eurozone inflation data as well, and that's a pretty key indicator. Isn't it?
It is, and it'll be interesting to see if we'll have some green shoots from that too. As Pete said, the PMIs are really strong, and they are indicating that we started the second half of the year on a pretty strong footing. With that said, inflation is still really low. It was 0.5% the last reading, and it could be stuck around that level. However, we're starting to get into travel season that could push prices a bit higher. I think this is definitely going to be one of the key releases to look out for next week.
Okay. What might be slightly depressing, though, is Eurozone unemployment data is also due. What are we expecting there, Pete?
It's stubbornly high, isn't it? I mean, we're really struggling to see the figure decrease from the sort of 12% level. There is signs of growth in Germany, and the unemployment is falling there, but it's the peripheral areas. I mean, unemployment in Spain, for example, is still really high.
But actually, I think Spain is they just came out with unemployment data, and it fell below 25%, which is still really high, but it's the lowest level it's been in 2 years. So I think this is not necessarily very encouraging, but it's moving in the right direction.
Okay, we've got to take some crumbs of comfort. Let's come back to the UK and mortgage approvals data. And really, the housing market is the pretty key concern here in the UK right now.
It is. It seems like the policymakers says the really high housing prices are what could really derail maybe the UK recovery. So the mortgage approval is going to be interesting in the context of some of the stricter mortgage rules to sort of try and cool the housing market.
There have been some signs that the housing market has come off its really strong growth levels, but we're still talking quite high levels. I mean, the UK has been a housing boom for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't we know it? Anyway, what might cheer us up at the end of the week is US non-farm payrolls. Always a good end to the week. What do you expect there, Pete?
Well, last month was very strong. 288,000 jobs were created non-farm. That's strong. And today we've had some initial claims data out of the States, which showed initial claims at 6 years. It was 2006, I think, the last time they were at these low levels, which points to some more strong growth in the job market in the US. I think the sort of average is about 230,000 a month for this year. I think we're looking at something around that level.
Okay, well, maybe some of that optimism will spread across the Atlantic one day. Thanks, both of you.